Minnesota Vikings have an interesting predicament in their edge rushing room where you have Danielle Hunter potentially looking for a trade or a new contract, Za'Darius Smith potentially looking for a trade or a new contract, and Marcus Davenport here on a 1-year free agent deal. Awesome. But Mike Clay over at ESPN, yes, we talked about him. We ranted because he had Justin friggin' Jefferson and the Vikings receiver room ranked 10th. And he'd be like, well, Edison hasn't played a snap. There were receiver rooms above the Vikings that had rookies. Anyways, but he actually got it right for a change. Crazy Eagles fan. But number one for in terms of NFL edge rusher unit ranks and depth charts, numero uno, the Minnesota Vikings, all up on the top. So the Vikings, he went 5 deep in all of these rankings. So Danielle, Za'Darius, Marcus Davenport, DJ One, and Patrick Jones. And on paper, on purpose, that's really damn good. Even though you may lose either Danielle or Za'Darius, but even minus one of them, I still think this is obviously a top 10 unit. But having Danielle, who's a stud, Za'Darius, who was playing at Defensive Player of the Year pace midway through last season, yes. Davenport and his potential. DJ want him in a contract year. Patrick Jones II, I have really high hopes for in year 3. That's really damn good. That's really damn good, man. 2 Chargers, Bosa, Khalil Mack, Chris Rumph II, son of Vikings defensive line coach Chris Rumph Sr. Parsons, Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Cowboys, TJ Highsmith, DeMarvin Leal. That's pretty damn good. Oh, also Nick Herbig in that mix. Nice. The Eagles, so Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith. They still have Derek Barnett. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Derek Barnett is the guy that they drafted with the first-round pick in 2017 from the Sam Bradford trade, and then Derek Barnett also had the strip sack on Case Keenum in the 38-7 game. Not that I remember things. Derek Barnett, the Pride of Tennessee. Let's see, Dolphins, Phillips, Chubb, Crosby, and Chandler Jones. I think that's a little bit low. But, of course, Chandler Jones, a sun is setting on him to a degree. Commies, Chase Young, Sweat. I get it. Fully understand it there. Miller, blah, blah, blah. I feel like the lines are a little bit low. Hutchinson is a stud. Charles Harris, James Houston was really nice. Kind of surprising that the Lions didn't add more to this mix. I mean, because what's crazy about the Lions is that their first round, where they originally had 6 and 18, and then they ended up with Jahmyr Gibbs and Campbell. But, I mean, they could have had Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and saved us from all the stupid, Eagles are in the Georgia business, all that nonsense. Down at the bottom. So the Rams, woof. Well, I mean, if you're Aaron Donald, I mean, they traded Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Leonard Floyd is gone. What are you doing anymore besides just hammering that check? I don't know, man. But Michael Hogt, Byron B.Y., that's not even a full name. I don't know. Or Byron B.Y. Young. I honestly do not know what the hell is going on there. That's really rough. And also, the Bears ain't much better. For all this talk about how the Bears are going to take back the North and never give it back, but Raheem Green and Travis Gibson, the pride of Tulsa, that's it. That's it. It's kind of crazy, man. And then you do have the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. So he did downgrade Rashawn Gary since he's come back from injury. He noted that, but Preston Van Ness, the rookie, Rashawn Gary. Justin Hollins is a guy that I like a lot that they're able to pick up. So, I mean, they're fine there. But more importantly, the Vikings are up there at 1. And last season, and then we put in Davenport's 2021 because it was a lot better than 2022. Because, Marcus Davenport, he's got to be upset that the Vikings aren't playing any international games and he can't sack Kirk Cousins anymore because that was the only guy that he had half a sack on last year in London. It's crazy. But Danielle last year, 70 pressures, 10.5 sacks, 12 tackles for loss. Za'Darius, 80 pressures, 10 sacks, 15 tackles for loss. Wanham and Jones each had 4 sacks in limited work. So overall, I mean, this edge rusher unit headed up by Mike Smith, Smitty, has a really damn good room in this department, and I think that the Vikings and Kwesi are obviously betting on getting Davenport to pan out on that potential that made him the number 14 overall pick from back in the day. But I mean, they do go deep. I mean, Kwesi did a really good job sort of hedging the bets in case they do lose Daniil or they do lose Za'Darius by signing Davenport, by bringing in Andre Carter II as a priority UDFA, giving him $340K guaranteed. Junior Aho, I think, could be something interesting down the line as an international pathway player. But overall, I mean, somewhere Brian Flores is smiling right now because, he's scheming up ways to get Daniil, Davenport, and Za'Darius. Again, knock on all the wood, if they are a part of this team this year, having them all on the field at the same time. And same thing with Patrick Jones and DJ Wanham. Like, you could mix and match who's handing the dirt, who stand up, who you could play one of them as a middle linebacker rusher in clear passing situations. So I do have faith. And I think that there's a puncher's chance. Obviously, I want to extend Daniil forever. I think that the Vikings could play a little bit of hardball with Za'Darius, who just changed agents, reportedly. That he's like, hey, you signed the contract. Either you play here or you play nowhere. You can't really hold out. Otherwise, your contract tolls, and the fines aren't able to be rescinded. So I think it may work out that you're going to have all three of them in purple, and it's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be amazing. But your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN's Mike Clay ranks the Vikings edge rusher room as numero uno in the National Football League. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo as well as check out the merchandise at our store, purpleftw.net. But until next time, Skol, production value.